Yo, what up, guys? Like I said, I was gonna do as the days come, I will be doing uh my thoughts on WrestleMania, some of the matches in detail. So starting off, I want to talk about Sting versus Triple H. The game. Um, Sting versus Triple H. Let's see. I don't know where to start with this one. Um, I don't I don't mind Sting versus Triple H. I think it's okay. However, um, he wouldn't be my first choice for Sting. I'll just say that. Out of everyone on that roster, I would rather see Bray Wyatt versus Sting. Hell, Sting versus John Cena, I think could be an interesting program. And obviously, the obvious choice, Sting, Undertaker. Those are some, fantasy matches I would rather take over Triple H versus Sting. Not saying that Triple H versus Sting isn't one of those, but Triple H just wouldn't be my prime choice. However, I don't mind that as much looking at the circumstances and what we're faced with here. Even though I don't mind Triple H versus Sting, I don't think that's as much as the problem as much as it is the storyline backing this feud going into WrestleMania. That's the problem. First off, for anyone out there who thought that Sting was going to face Undertaker at WrestleMania, you kind of really shouldn't have expected that when we saw Sting show up at Survivor Series. When Sting showed up at Survivor Series and he had that face-off with Triple H, I said it in my Survivor Series review, and I've said it in other videos since then, that the face-off with Sting and Triple H in the middle of that ring back in November, that was the first match that was guaranteed for WrestleMania. So if anyone who thought that we were going to have a Sting Undertaker match, still beyond that point, you were setting yourself up for disappointment on that end. But a couple of reasons why I think this feud does not really resonate, not only with me, but with a lot of wrestling fans. Where do I start here? Now, when Sting first debuted at Survivor Series and he cost Triple H with the Authority, got them out of power, even though it was for a month. My interpretation of how the storyline would have played off was that Sting, being the vigilante anti-hero that he was in WCW and even in TNA and other parts, would come in, and the reason for him coming to WWE is to get rid of the evil that's within this corporation, to rid WWE of its cancer, so to speak, like he did with the NWO and WCW, or Jeff Jarrett and Aces and Eights or whatever in TNA. That's how I thought it was going to be perceived. Sting came here to save WWE from the Authority. Now, that would have made much more sense. But now, all of a sudden, they spun this thing around where Triple H is saying, Sting tried to cost me my job, my livelihood, because he wants revenge for WCW. He's the last standing hole for WCW. And so he's here to get revenge on a company that I helped kill years ago. Here's a problem going with that story. I'm going in that direction that they're going in. WCW has been gone since 2001. This is we're in 2015. So we're like about a decade and a half almost since WCW closed its doors. Talking about WCW and trying to say that is the reason as to why Sting, after all these years, come to WWE, to me, I think it's irrelevant because WCW at this point is irrelevant. Now, if Sting would have, say, debuted in WWE in 2002, when the whole invasion thing angle was over with and WWE screwed that up back in 2001, if Sting would have showed up in WWE 2 to 3 years later, after WCW got closed and after the invasion angle, if he would have came to WWE, that storyline probably would have made sense because it still would have been fresh in everyone's mind. Okay, WCW was closed 2 or 3 years ago. Sting is here. He wants to get revenge. That would actually kind of make sense. But when it's been nearly, 14, 15 years, which wasn't too long ago, but long enough, WCW holds it's not relevant in today's society of wrestling. Now, I loved WCW when I was a kid growing up, still do. Yes, WWE still makes the Monday Night War documentaries and DVDs and, talk about WCW and ECW because they know there's a certain fan base that only cares for that stuff only, don't care for the current product. But in terms of, today, right now in 2015, I don't think having an angle of saying, of mentioning Sting, a died out company, okay, from 15 years ago and saying that this is the reason why Sting is here, I don't think that holds enough merit or relevance in 2015. So that's one thing. That storyline. I think if they would have just kept it as Sting being a vigilante, Sting wants to get rid of the authority because he feels like they're corrupting WWE, that would make more sense. And then Triple H could be like, hey, who the hell are you to try to get rid of the power that's within WWE? You're from WCW. You're a WCW guy. If they want something like that, that would have been so much better. But no, they're doing this whole Sting's ghost from the past thing and he's trying to get revenge. That's not resonating. It's not. Second thing that's not resonating with fans in terms of the storyline. Sting's appearance. Now, from what I heard, Sting has 6 appearances in his contract. 6 appearances. Now, I know Sting's a special attraction. That's fine. But goddamn, 6 appearances? So he showed up at Survivor Series. He showed up on Raw. He showed up at Fastlane. So you got to figure his next 3 appearances would be on Raw again, maybe a contract signing before WrestleMania, and then the Raw after WrestleMania. Who the hell booked this? I'm not booked this, but drew up this contract. I mean, I'm sure Sting probably, he has no complaints about it, but I mean, Jesus Christ, at least give him 15 days, worth of appearances, or 15 appearances. But 6? To me, I think that also hurts it because you have someone like Sting who, yes, granted, he's a special attraction, but it's like as if basically really WWE, or not WWE, but Triple H is promoting the match by himself. You know what I mean? It's like it takes 2 to tango, and it's like Triple H just solely by himself is promoting the feud, and it's like without the other guy being there, being Sting, it's like, no. So that's another thing I think that hurts this feud, or the intrigue for this feud, or lack of interest thereof. Another thing, I don't really like how WWE have been booking Sting. I think it's crap. It's not. I don't want to say it's terrible, but it's not what I would have imagined and what I thought WWE would have done with the Sting. The way they've played out Sting, I think it's been crappy. Now, some people don't like the fact that he doesn't talk or whatever. For those of you who don't know, Sting is playing into his old crow gimmick from 1997 from WCW. I don't mind that at all. Sting not talking, that's fine, that's cool. I have no problem with that. But I just don't like the way how they've been really booking Sting. it's the creative juices aren't flowing very well with Sting. And then another key ingredient, which I don't think a lot of people probably pay attention to, Sting's theme music. His theme music. I'm sorry. At first, I didn't like it, and I still prefer his old theme song better over his new one. His new theme song is starting to grow on me. It's not that bad, but nothing about it makes you pop. It really doesn't. There's really no build in his song, in his WWE theme entrance. And when you have a new theme with a recognizable star like Sting, but you only have him on 6 appearances, it doesn't really give the audience, people who are there in attendance, or watching it on TV, it doesn't really give them enough time to, I guess you could say, resonate with the song and connect the song with Sting. And when you hear the song, you pop for Sting. You don't get that. There's like a disconnection, I feel, between like fans, Sting, his music. I feel like there's a disconnection because Sting's made some appearances in some places, and he hasn't been getting the ovations that I think that he deserves from the fans. Mostly Fastlane. That crowd was terrible at Fastlane. But so there's that. I mean, like, how come they couldn't just do his old WCW theme, something that's memorable that people know and remember? I mean, I think his WCW theme entrance music still kicks ass to this day. And or if not, they could have just done the kind of almost kind of like remix of his theme song that they did from the 2K15 video game. They could have done that, but no. So these are just little things I think as the reason why, or my thoughts going into the Triple H Sting feud. The only thing that has me interested in this match in particular is the fact that it's Sting. He's wrestling his first match ever in a WWE ring, and he'll be doing it at the biggest stage of them all, WrestleMania. That's the only thing that has my interest in terms of this match. But in terms of the feud, the way they booked Sting, his limited date schedule, and his theme music, which I think plays a small, significant part in it, it's all lackluster to me, which is sad because I was really expecting big things from WWE as it pertains to Sting. But it shows you that even sometimes the great juggernaut known as WWE, even they can fuck up on legends like they do on current crop of talent. Give me your thoughts in the comment box below. What do you think about my opinions or theories about this match? What are your reasons as to why you may be interested or not be interested in this feud? I want to hear in the box below. Comment, subscribe. Peace.